Tour, little update on what is going on in my little tiny, well, not totally tiny, but smallish garden. So far this season, I'm just going to give you a little walkthrough and talk about what I've got planted. I got my mints here. I've got three different kinds. This one right here is a chocolate mint, and then these are just kind of two more standard mints. This is a hen and chicks that has just like gotten super happy that a friend of mine from my old library job gave me. I love the strawberry pot. I really should replant those and make the pot fuller. Anyhow, I've got my cucumbers. I gave them these little racks to grow up. These actually came out of an old wine refrigerator that died that I took to the dump. But I thought, that might make a good thing for cucumbers to grow up. So I just tied them up the other day. I'm going to probably untie the yarn in a few more days after the plant kind of gets going up there. I've got two cucumber plants that are going pretty strong. There's actually a second one that's under here that I'm hoping is going to kind of start taking off also. I actually got a couple of blooms on that one and that one. And over here, this is the first time, if you've watched my videos, either on Instagram or here, this is the first time I have grown garlic and onions. Actually, my onion failed. The garlic and shallots have done pretty well. What you see here, the flowering part, this is from the shallots that I planted in the fall. And then over here is where my garlic was. It's already started to die back, which I think means that it's almost time to harvest. I need to look that up again. I'm not totally sure. Whatever this devil plant is right here, I hate it. And I am having a really hard time getting it out of my garden bed. If anybody has any tips on what in the world that is and how to get rid of it, please give me a shout. This has been a super fun plant to watch grow. This is a hops plant that I actually planted last year. I got it for $5 on clearance at Ingles grocery store. And if you see up here, you can actually see some of the hops that are growing. And for those of you who don't know, that is what you have to use to make beer. I have some friends in Missouri who have been growing hops for quite a few years now, and they tell me that this one plant may actually be enough to do something brewery wise. I hope so. I really could have built like a taller thing up here because they will just grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. But I've been trying to wind it around the edge of the deck to kind of give it some more place to grow. So anyhow, these 3 buckets right here are one of the varieties of potatoes that I planted. They seem to be doing pretty well. I really should top these off with a little bit more dirt to get a little more potatoes out of them. I need to take care of that. While I'm talking about potatoes, I will show you my other potatoes also. Here's another one of the varieties of potatoes that I got from Sow True Seed Company in Asheville. I got the little seed potatoes from them. That is what is in here. And then over here is my third variety. This one has already started to have some little pretty pale purple blooms. Alright. And real life here is my not purposeful water catchment system, but it catches water. Alright, I have this bed with some very last little tomato seedlings. I don't know that I'm even going to keep them. I may just pull them up because they're not really doing anything, and they're probably not going to get big enough in time enough. Over here, I've got a couple of little lettuces. These have come on pretty slow. I don't really know why. They didn't thrive like the spinach tender greens that I had, but whatever. I also got a couple of carrot volunteers finally. I actually planted some seeds a while back and nothing ever happened, but I guess I just didn't have the soil damp enough. So those are taking off a little, so I'm just going to let them do their thing. Y'all, I have got to do some weed eating and pulling of weeds and grasses. In this bucket down here, I've got some catnip, cat mint for the kitties. I did plant some garlic bulbs here also that were just some I had gotten from the grocery store that were volunteers. Alright, so I'm going to come over to the front and show y'all the tomato bed. This is the tomatoes right here. I've got 10 plants in this relatively small area. Also got 3 basil plants. This is the plant that has produced these giant leaves. Giant, like nearly as big as my hand. And the flavor has not suffered for it. Actually has a really nice flavor. I'm going to pick the seeds off of this because I don't want it to go to seed. I need to make some pesto. Alright, so anyway, this is the tomatoes that I've got. I have several varieties. I'm going to be real honest and tell you that I cannot remember what all of them are. The 3 that are right here and the 3 that are right here, those were store-bought. One is, let's see, these ones are Carolina Gold, and these ones are Sugary Grape. I really like small tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes. I think they have really great flavor, and they just don't split. They don't seem to get as watery, so you can actually see I got a lot of little tomatoes that are coming on my other basil plants. Alright, I'm going to walk you around to this tomato. Oh my gosh, y'all, the colors. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting. Okay, so this may be one of the very few, maybe only, trying to get it to focus. Can you focus? Focus. This is Brad's Atomic tomato. I started this from seed. I'll link the catalogs below for that. That came from Baker Creek. This is one of their specialty seeds, and I'm so stoked that it looks like not only did my tomato seedling make it, but I've actually got some tomatoes on the plant. That is freaking awesome. These 2 right here, these smaller ones also were seedlings that I started, and then that little guy right there, I started those from seed myself from Baker Creek, and those were the seedlings that really just kind of didn't thrive. That was totally my fault and the fault of weather. I put them out far too soon. We had some really pretty days in April, and then it got cold, and so it kind of stunted their growth. So totally not the fault of the seed company, but my fault. And of course, we've got our little garden gnome who is guarding over our little plants here. Okay, I'm going to come back over, since this is a different day from when I started filming, and show you the cucumbers that have figured out how to climb up my little setup here. Happy little cucumbers. So they are doing their thing, which is pretty great. I'm just gonna help this one out just a little bit. There you go. Alright, so that's all I have got for you today. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the garden. I will keep you posted. Comment below if you have anything fun going on in your garden.